Hey guys, welcome to another installment of Harry Potter Theory. In this video, we're going to be discussing Animagi and Metamorphmagi. And after a brief introduction on what these two things mean, we'll be addressing number 1, how to become an Animagus, and number 2, whether or not an Animagus can take the form of, well, anything. Is there a limitation to the form of an Animagus? I'll also be briefly touching on how to register as an Animagus. An Animagus, simply put, is a witch or wizard that is able to transform themselves into an animal and back again. Animagus is a combination of the word animal and the Greek word magus, meaning animal wizard. It is an extremely rare and difficult ability to master, so much so that it requires you to register your knowledge of this ability with the ministry. An Animagus will typically have an animal form they transform into that is closely linked to their personality and inner traits. Becoming an Animagus is a learned skill, unlike the metamorphmagus. Metamorphmagi are born with their amazing ability to change their physical form at will, but differ from the Animagi in that they are able to change their physical form in more specific ways. They possess the power to change their entire physical appearance, but also the ability to hone in on specific parts of their appearance, changing only those things. It is unknown whether or not a metamorphmagus is able to take on a full animal form as an Animagus would. But in my opinion, I don't think this would be an issue for them, given that they exhibit even greater control over changing their physical appearance. Let's start by taking a look at some popular characters that are proven to be Animagi or Metamorphmagi. Number 1. James Potter. The father of a character that you might know, James Potter was an English pureblood wizard who was famously murdered by Lord Voldemort. James was a powerful wizard and achieved the feat of becoming an Animagus at the age of 15. His Animagus form matched his corporeal Patronus form, which was a tall and powerful red stag. James, an avid potioneer, became an Animagus by way of brewing an Animagus potion successfully. Number 2. Sirius Black. The godfather of Harry Potter, Sirius Black, like James Potter, became an Animagus at the age of 15. As he was unregistered, he was able to escape through the bars at Azkaban by assuming his Animagus form. Number 3. Peter Pettigrew. Peter Pettigrew, with lots of help from his friends, became an Animagus as well. One thing that all of the Marauders had in common was that they could transform. James Potter, Sirius Black, and Pettigrew were all Animagi. James could transform into a stag, Sirius a dog, and Pettigrew a rat. Even Lupin could transform, though this was the result of him suffering from lycanthropy. Number 4. Rita Skeeter. Rita Skeeter was a journalist and witch who had a bit of a reputation for being a little dishonest in her journalistic endeavors. While her stories were largely fabricated, they were usually loosely based off of some sort of truth or information. Skeeter used her unassuming and unregistered Animagus form of a blue beetle to get dirt on whatever it was that she was writing about. Number 5. Minerva McGonagall. McGonagall was extremely powerful in the art of transfiguration, and exhibited extreme ability in the subject in a variety of forms. She notably mastered the human transfiguration branch of transfiguration and became an Animagus without too much difficulty. Her Animagus form was a silver tabby cat, and she was known to use this ability when she didn't want to be seen or recognized. Number 6. Nymphadora Tonks. Tonks is the only Metamorphmagus on this list, and was born with her ability to change her physical form. It was apparent that she was a Metamorphmagus from the day that she was born, when she changed her hair color. While at school at Hogwarts, Tonks got into trouble quite a few times for transforming into teachers, using her abilities as a Metamorphmagus. Tonks was known for constantly changing her physical appearance, and there is speculation that the emotional state of a Metamorphmagus will affect their ability to transform. Transforming your physical form at will has so many advantages, the most useful of which is the ability to exist under the radar. So given that it's such a useful skill, shouldn't more witches and wizards be doing it? Why aren't they? Well, first off, becoming an Animagus is no easy feat at all. Hogwarts Transfiguration Professor Minerva McGonagall didn't successfully become an Animagus until she was 17, and that was with the help of Albus Dumbledore, Transfiguration Master. Harry Potter Wiki describes the process as follows. Only very powerful and skilled wizards are able to become Animagi. The process of becoming an Animagus is long and arduous, and has the potential to backfire and cause the transformation to go horribly wrong. Once the initial training is over, an Animagus can change at will at any time, with or without a wand. But how do we do it? The steps are actually outlined on Pottermore and were explained by J.K. Rowling. Step 1. Do your homework, in transfiguration and potions at least. Becoming an Animagus requires a witch or wizard to be skilled in both of these areas in order to stand a chance of achieving such a complex transformation. Step 2. Carry a single mandrake leaf in your mouth for an entire month. From full moon to full moon, to be precise. Yes, we're serious. If you swallow the leaf or remove it from your mouth at any point, you have to start the whole thing again. No one likes to see that happen. You then have to find a small crystal phial that receives the pure rays of the moon. Put your saliva-filled leaf inside, and add one of your own hairs. Step 3. Add a silver teaspoon of dew from a place that neither sunlight nor human feet have touched for a full 7 days. And if that wasn't hard enough, you then have to add the chrysalis of a death's head hawk moth to the crystal phial as well. Then put this mixture in a quiet, dark place and leave it alone until the next electrical storm. And really leave it alone. Don't even look at it. Don't even think about looking at it. Step 4. While waiting for the storm, you must place your wand tip over your heart every sunrise and sundown and speak the following incantation: Amato, Animo, Animato, Animagus. If you keep repeating your incantation, there will come a time when, with the touch of the wand tip to the chest, a second heartbeat may be sensed. Don't change anything. Keep going. Keep waiting for that storm. Step 5. As soon as the lightning appears in the sky, go to the place where you've hidden your crystal phial. At last, if you've done everything right, then you will discover a mouthful of blood-red potion inside it. Then move somewhere where you aren't going to alarm anyone or place yourself in physical danger during your transformation. An Animagus transformation party is definitely a bad idea. Step 6. Place your wand tip against your heart and speak the incantation Amato, Animo, Animato, Animagus, and drink the potion. You will then feel fiery pain, lucky you, and an intense double heartbeat. Step 7. The shape of the creature into which you will shortly transform will appear in your mind. The instructions then warn, you must show no fear. It is too late now to escape the change you have willed. Yikes. Step 8. When your transformation is complete, you are strongly advised to pick up your wand and hide it somewhere safe, so you can find it post-transformation. To return to human form, visualize your human self as clearly as you can. Don't worry if you don't change back immediately. With practice, you will be able to slip in and out of your animal form at will, simply by visualizing the creature. Once you're an advanced Animagus, you should be able to transform without your wand. Pottermore also mentions the following things that you should be wary of. When the process of becoming an Animagus goes wrong, it often goes seriously wrong. We're talking horrible, half-human, half-animal mutations here, with no known cure. The first transformation is usually uncomfortable and frightening. Clothing and items such as glasses or jewelry meld with the skin and become one with fur, scales, or spikes. When you first transform, try to avoid panicking, otherwise the animal mind may gain the ascendancy, and you could do something stupid or dangerous. Generally, wizards prefer to have their clothes transfigure with them, to escape the embarrassment of reappearing naked. Don't forget to log your personal details and Animagus appearance on the Animagus registry. Failure to do this might land you in Azkaban prison. So, as mentioned above, if you are able to achieve a successful transformation into your Animagus form, you next need to make sure that you register your Animagus status with the Ministry. The following quote from Hermione explains this. The Ministry of Magic keeps tabs on witches and wizards who can become animals. There's a register showing what animal they become and their markings and things. And I went and looked Professor McGonagall up on the register, and there have only been 7 Animagi this century. Only 7 known Animagi? Seems like a lot of witches and wizards aren't fessing up. Once you've achieved this massive accomplishment, the registration is processed by an employee at the improper use of magic office in the Ministry of Magic. It's not a certification proving that you have the skill, but merely adding your specific info to the Ministry list so that they can keep tabs on you if needed. They just want to know who can do it. I guess this makes sense given that you can completely slip under the radar if unregistered. So you've become an Animagus, and you are now able to successfully transform into your animal form. In the examples of Animagi above, I discussed the various forms that known Animagi assume. McGonagall assuming the form of a cat, Rita Skeeter a beetle, Peter Pettigrew a rat, etc. So they assume one form. But one thing that I've always wondered is if an Animagus can be any animal. Can they be a dragon? A dinosaur? What are the limits? First of all, your Animagus form is not something that you can choose, so immediately that's out of your control. If you were destined to be a rat, then tough luck. Next, there is a distinct relationship between your Animagus form and your Patronus form. The animal into which one turns, if an Animagus, seems always to be that which becomes the Patronus. So, to confidently answer the question, can an Animagus be anything, we should first identify if a Patronus can be anything. This is something that we have a little more information on. According to Pottermore, no reliable system for predicting the form of an individual's Patronus has ever been found. although the great 18th century researcher of charms, Professor Catullus Spangle, set forth certain principles that are widely accepted as true. The Patronus, asserted Spangle, represents that which is hidden, unknown but necessary within the personality. Here, says Spangle, is the explanation for the appearance of Patronuses in forms that their casters might not expect, for which they have never felt a particular affinity, or even recognize. It is usual, but not inevitable, for a Patronus to take the form of an animal commonly found in the caster's native country. Given their long affinity with humans, it is perhaps unsurprising that among the most common Patronuses, although it must be remembered that any corporeal Patronus is highly unusual, are dogs, cats, and horses. Extinct Patronuses are very rare, but not unknown. Strangely, given their long connection with the wizard kind, most uncommon of all possible Patronuses are magical creatures such as dragons, thestrals, and phoenixes. While a rare and magical Patronus undoubtedly reflects an unusual personality, it does not follow that it is more powerful or will enjoy greater success at defending its caster. From this passage, we can derive that a Patronus can pretty much be anything. Sure, we more commonly see animals such as dogs and cats, but in theory, they can also be dragons or chimeras. So to answer the question, can an animagus be anything? The answer is yes, it can be. But it's highly unlikely that your transfiguration professor is going to end up being an acromantula. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have further questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Until next time, you're a wizard, Harry!